What is going on, everybody? Bryan DeCorte here, golf analyst for FTNBets.com. This week we are talking the Zurich Classic, which is taking place in Louisiana at TPC Louisiana. Before we get into that, just a quick recap of last week. We tipped Tom Hoge 7-1 for top 20. Just let us down in the final 3-hole stretch at Harbortown. Pretty gut-wrenching, 7-1, top 20 would have been very nice. However, we did tip the top 40 as well on the premium member picks page. So if you're not a premium member, head on over to FTNBets.com. Use promo code AXIS. You get 10% off and you gain access to all of my picks, more than just the 1 or 2 free ones we give out every week. So we hope you join us. You get access to my picks as well as all the other golf analysts as well. There's quite a handful of us to choose from. Peruse through, see who we all like, and join the winning with us. So we will now get back over to the Zurich Classic. This is a team event this week, so a little different, obviously. It is made up of 80 teams of 2 golfers each. There is a cut. It'll be top 35 in ties. The first round will be played in a best ball 4-ball, so each team will hit. They'll take the best score from either golfer, and that will be the team's score. The second and fourth rounds will be foursomes, also known as alternate shot, meaning one golfer will tee off on all the even holes, one golfer will tee off on all the odd holes, and they will alternate shots after that. So golfer A hits on one, then B hits. And then no matter what, even if golfer B makes the last putt, if he's the even guy, he would tee off on number 2 first. So that's how that is done. So for this week, like I said, it's a little different. This is the 4th time that they're doing this. I went through. I didn't see a ton of correlation, so I just tried to think of this logically, pick some minds of some smart people. Came to the conclusion that I wanted to try to focus on some teams that their skill sets complement each other. At least one of the 2 has a skill set to survive the alternate shot portion on some of the more difficult stretches of TPC Louisiana. So I was kind of looking at, okay, does each team have somebody who's pretty solid at these longer par 4s? Does somebody have someone who's better at some of these longer par 3s? Which, 3 of those are odd numbers. So someone's going to be hitting 3 very long tee shots off irons into those par 3s. So I decided to start with these 2 teams. The first one would be Max Homa and Taylor Gooch. You can find them at 35-1 on Will Hill. I also like them still at 31-1, which is also available at DraftKings. Max Homa, quite good on the old par 3s with some birdie or better, as well as just how he scores on these longer par 3s compared to the field. Taylor Gooch also not bad at those. But where he excels more has been on the par 4 scoring, especially some of the longer ones. So, I'm kind of using that angle. It's nothing much. It's not overly analytical. I didn't run 10,000 simulations like I would for some other regular stroke play tournaments. This one is more of some angle chasing and some old school capping on golfer skill sets and how I think they could pair together. And then the next team I'm going to go with is Tyler Duncan and Adam Schenk, and you can find them 125-1 at Will Hill. They're around 100-1 at some other books. I still think that's okay. But again, as always, shop around. Head on over to FTNBets.com. The prop shop is free, so you can type in a golfer's name, pick the state you live in or you want to search in general, and it will show you the best odds available from your option of sports books. So always shop around, but I think the 100-1 is still okay on that team. It's a similar breakdown to the team I just gave. It's nothing wild, nothing crazy. Just I think Tyler Duncan and Adam Schenk pair up well. They each do some things well that the other one may not. But they still can make enough birdies during the best ball round as well to just, I'd like to see these teams, they're longer shots. So just hang in there during the best ball round, at least get field average, maybe a little bit better. But then, do your damage during this team event where you can mitigate damage. Stay away from the big numbers that some of these alternate shot teams get. They may be friends, but their games don't necessarily complement each other. They hit a lot of shots they normally wouldn't, or they're both good at par 4s and they both suck at par 3s. You're racking up a lot of bogeys that way. the name of the game in this team format is avoid bogeys. Like, all these teams are going to make birdies. I mean, obviously some will make more than others, but there are a lot of birdies out there at TPC Louisiana. So you're really just going to need to not give away the shots. Just hang tough, and I think those teams can do that. Once again, that's Max Homa and Taylor Gooch at 35-1 and or 31-1, depending on where you're shopping, as well as Tyler Duncan and Adam Schenk at 125-1, also down to 100-1. Good luck, everybody, this week.